I'll start with the fact that Star Wars movies used to be an event. Yes, even the prequels used to be one-of-a-kind experience at the cinema. I emphasize words used to be. I grew up watching the prequels, they introduced me to the Star Wars lore, and because of it, I admit, I fell in love with this franchise. Say what you want about the prequels, but at the time they were made with the consistency in mind for the original trilogy. Afterwards came the Disney era. I still vividly remember being excited going to the Force Awakens premiere, only to find out that it was a copycat remake of A New Hope, and thus being very disappointed. In a galaxy so far, far away, I couldn't believe that nearly the same events could happen twice, and with the following movies, they somehow managed to even more extinguish auditory's interest in once so grand franchise. However, Disney's redemption arc followed later with the TV series The Mandalorian, story about a lone warrior who stumbles upon a small child, both becoming inseparable duo. Highly praised, series went on to have 3 seasons. It turned out so successful that Disney even decided to stick Star Wars for a long time to the small screen, especially after the financial letdown that was Solo, a Star Wars story. Here I do want to add my strong belief that Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series should have stayed as a movie as initially planned because of audience demand for more Ewan McGregor. Having said that, it was a matter of time before another Star Wars movie will have hit the big screens. And here, Disney decided to go with the safest of all routes. Take Mandalorian TV series and instead of a season 4, turn it into a theatrical movie. And finally, after 7 years long pause, Star Wars has returned to the cinema with The Mandalorian and Grogu. But is it a worthwhile watch? Movie tells a story of the Empire being fallen, but its warlords still controlling parts of the galaxy. The New Republic seeks to uphold the ideals for which the rebels fought for, and recruits Mandalorian Din Djarin, bounty hunter, to take on a new mission. And that's about it when it comes to summarizing the main plot. And this is also my biggest criticism. Instead of a Star Wars grand cinema return, Mandalorian and Grogu feels like 3 or 4 episodes of a TV show stitched together to make for a simple theatrical film. It almost seems like Disney was hoping that the adorable baby Yoda and his father figure Mandalorian was a safe bet to lure audience back into cinemas. However, low performance at the box office is so far indicating the opposite. The good parts of the movie? Of course there are. The action scenes are exciting to watch, film music score is very well done, but the most fun is to watch the friendship between Rota the Hutt and Grogu. These are the highest points of an otherwise very simple film.
Grogu, I need you to go to the control panel. Remember the buttons I told you never to touch? I'm gonna need you to touch them. Look for the ignition relay cutoff. It's next to the fuel differential readout, which is between the pump compression gauge and the primary reserve No! Don't touch the missile battery switch. That's why there's a safety guard on it. Do you see the fuel readout display? Remember I showed you that one? It's on the other side of the manual control surface calibration.
I don't think he knows what he's doing.
Possibly, I make this sound too harsh. However, don't get me wrong. At its core, it is still solid Star Wars return meant to the big screen, just that it plays it super safe. Story has such a low stakes, it is hard to be emotionally invested, and in the end it becomes uninspiring, poorly paced final result. Nevertheless, if you are a fan of Mandalorian TV series, here's still something for you to take away from this movie. Thus, I give this movie 3 eyes.
It's time.
Are you scared? You should be.
Good job, baby.
This is the way.